Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy day. I have not done a sit down video in quite a while, and I've been doing a lot of decorating, like vlog videos for you guys. But I have a topic that I really want to talk about because I can definitely relate to this topic. And I think you guys would kind of like understand where I'm coming from. My makeup this morning was a little heavy. Don't mind me. But it's not heavy, but you know what I mean. It wasn't done the right way. But all that aside, there's this topic that is going around on YouTube, and it goes into the conversation of boring woman. What is a boring woman? You know, because apparently boring women are being labeled. They're being labeled for things I have, and I am going to talk about it. So I'm going to play this video where this guy was explaining to his audience of how he pretty much trashed a relationship because the woman was considered boring in his eyes. But yeah, here we go.
I had a relationship. It was so easy. The girl was just about everything a man can ask for, right? All right. She had good sex. She can cook. She can clean. She had intelligence. She can communicate. She was respectable. She dressed well. She had nice style, intellect, mind, body, soul. Gorgeous girl, great hair. I can go on and on and on, right? But because there was no dysfunction, I decided that it was boring because I was used to trauma. It was so easy, I decided that it was too boring.
So as you see, he has stated several reasons about why this his ex-girlfriend was considered boring. And I'm going to speak from my experience and what I've seen, and I am going to have to agree with him. I'll give you guys a little bit of my background. I grew up in the church, and Yanni did have a video about this. I grew up in the church, and you know, church girls are labeled all kinds of things. But one thing, church girls, in my life, how I was raised, most of my friends grew up in the church, so we like routine. You know, we were raised around routine. Most people who go to church have a routine. You wake up, you go to church, you do what you gotta do, you come home. But I am from the Caribbean background, so church was a little more emphasized in my life, you know. But one thing I've noticed, because I realized because of my church upbringing, um, I have a conscience. I believe in karma. I see the good in people. I am forgiving. I am understanding. Some of the principles in the Bible that carry on to our lives and our everyday lives. And it has become a detriment to most women nowadays when it comes to relationships. I have noticed the women that are mean, they're argumentative, they're all these things in my eyes are the ones that are usually out of the dating market and are dateable. I'm not saying I'm not dateable, but I just notice a lot of men attract toxic women. I can say that. Women who are a little bit up and down when it comes to their personalities. You know, that's their prerogative. I have no problem with it. Just keep on going. So, I have four things that I am considered because I am considered a good girl. You know, it's just what it is. Um, I don't look for drama. I don't want drama in my life. I don't attract drama. I do attract people who are broken, and I've noticed that. People who need someone to speak to. I'm usually that one person that you can call. But in this new chapter in my life, this is not what I'm looking for. I can't be a therapy to everybody. I did not go to school for psychology. I just can't do it because at the end of the day, it burdens me as an individual and my family. So I have a list of some things that a good woman is labeled. One thing, and my number one thing that we are labeled boring. You know, boring. It's just what it is. We like routine. We don't do, I can't say we're boring in our everyday lives, but like, I can't say our personality is boring, but like when there's not a lot of drama, it's considered boring. When there's not a lot of arguing, when we are gentle, sometimes that's considered boring. When our emotions are up and down, that is considered boring because there's no excitement. There's nothing that makes the other individual, which most times would be a toxic person, there's nothing that makes them, heightens their emotions. So I guess they're looking for a heightened emotion when it comes to interacting with their partners. That's fine. I don't care. Another thing is we're too peaceful. So when you're too peaceful, you often are considered boring or labeled boring. You don't look for trauma, no drama, no trauma. You handle situations with a clear mind. You understand a situation. You try to analyze situations to where you don't have chaos in your life, to where it doesn't cause an unpeaceful environment. And most people tend to correlate them both. When you have too much peace, when you can come home to no chaos, when you can communicate to a level to where you're able to sleep well at night, you want peace. When you don't make things a big deal. And why am I stressing over something that I can't change? My philosophy in life, if I can't change it, or if I can't buy something that is within my world, my situation, then it's not gonna bring peace to my life. What else I can say? When you handle conflict in a good manner, that's also can be considered boring. Just peace. You shouldn't be boring. You shouldn't be peaceful. I may be explaining it in a way that may be a little odd, but that's just how I see it. Another thing is, when you're like that, you have too much routine. You're considered when you're boring, you have a routine. People always say that. I hear women say, "Oh, he's too routine for me," or she's too routine for me. Routine does sometimes cause you to be labeled boring, but routine also causes you to have a steady mind. It causes you to understand your environment. Routine also helps you actually become a little more successful in life because you know what you're doing. You have a schedule. People with no schedule are literally scatterheads. You don't know what you're going to do. You don't understand what you're doing. It's just a whole lot of things that, to me, when you don't have a routine in your life, it just, my gosh. But most people who don't have routines, I've noticed most people who don't have routines, I've noticed, were raised that way. So their life was always on the go. They couldn't really sit back and think about what their next move is because it was just always something. So, I like routine. I like to know I wake up every day at the same time. I like to know where I'm going every day. On the weekends, I don't have a routine because it's the weekend. I don't work. But I do like to plan ahead just so I can be less chaotic in my mind, so I can have more peace. Like, well, who wants to go on a trip and you don't have a routine or a schedule? Who lives like that? A lot of people do live like that. But to me, it's just not a healthy trait, but that's whatever. That is number 3. And my last thing is that we're not toxic. You know, they say dating is a game, but for me, I don't understand why it's called a game. It's the game of what? Emotions? A game of what? Feelings? A game of a cat? Like back and forth? I don't understand the verbiage behind that. So to me, I don't care if you consider me non-toxic. I don't want to be considered toxic because most relationships are toxic. So if I'm going to be labeled boring, too peaceful, non-toxic, routine, just give me all those labels, I'll take them, because I just can't do it. Like I can't I can't be in a relationship where there's just so much drama. You know, I know what the games are. Oh, call after 3 days. You can't do this after a certain amount of time. You can't. Now I understand there's rules that are in place, and the rules do make sense. But when you consider the dating is a game, that's when, you know, it becomes very toxic, because dating is not a game. You date for a reason, and then you keep it pushing. That's just what it is. But yeah, I know toxic traits when I see it. You know, I have a boss that just, she tells me she's a narcissist, and she's okay with it, and I'm okay with it as well, because she knows she is. And she would just explain different things in dating, like if you can't be consistent, then you're not in my we're not going to be together. It's just what it is. If it's just a lot of things when it comes to that kind of stuff. But that's all I have to really say. Just ladies or fellas, you know, if you are considered, if you're labeled boring, I think you're winning, because at the end of the day, peace overcomes all. Stress, because dating is stressful when it's considered a game. Dating shouldn't be stressful. Dating should be easy. Dating should be fun. Dating should not cause unnecessary stress in your life. So, you know, that's just my viewpoint. What else do you think you would consider, what else do you think is considered or labeled boring when you are dating and you don't really understand it you don't really understand the terminologies behind it, but it's still something that is labeled? Let me know down below. Thank you again for watching. This was a really chill video. And I'll be back. My next vlog video is going to be me decorating my living room. I have to finish up here, but I will see you guys in my next video, okay? Bye. See you later.